Not that she needs an introduction, but Mayor Brenda Olmos.
Well, first of all, as kind of going back to what Mr. Fruto said, I'm going to wake you guys all up right now. So what I want you to do, look at your table. If somebody does not have green on, figure it out. Either you give them a pinch, a hug, a kiss, whatever it is, but I need you guys to look at each other because today is St. Patrick's Day. There it is. Well, that was I started a party. I think that's what I did. So you guys, before I start my presentation today, I really want to share between myself as the mayor and my colleagues that are here today, we cannot do anything and make the city what it is today without our staff. So if I could please have all the Paramount City staff, please stand up and please give them a round of applause. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here today and showing your support for the chamber, the city, and the school district. It's nice. It's actually really nice to be in the same room and see all these beautiful faces with no masks on. You know, it's kind of bringing us a little bit back to reality. While 2021 was another challenging year in so many ways, the city continued its efforts to serve, help, and support our residents and businesses. I'm going to talk about some of the major highlights, then City Manager John Moreno will come up and give more details. But first, on behalf of my fellow City Council members, I want to wish everyone a very happy St. Patrick's Day and actually share the following Irish saying. May your troubles be less and your blessings be more, and nothing but happiness come through your door. Is that pretty good? All right, so today I'm going to lead with a talk about community engagement. Keeping the lines of communication open and flowing between our residents and the city is so vital and is just so very important to us. Our efforts at community engagement made even more necessary when the pandemic increased last year. We honored 230 residents, businesses, and community leaders at city council meetings. My favorite, perhaps, for personal reasons, were those receiving the monthly Mayor's Award of Excellence. This award recognizes exceptional contributions made to our community. I want you to know who has received those awards so far. April Villanueva, Girl Scout leader and the administrator from the Paramount Community Facebook page, the Paramount Pride Scholarship Foundation, local historian, and I know you guys all see him on Facebook, Mike McCone, our very one and only Dr. Max Martinez, the Latinas Art Foundation, Tony Manos of Domino's Pizza, because we all love Domino's, our major service clubs in the city that support all of our efforts, and of course, the teachers of Paramount Unified School District. That was a very important award to us. And last but not least, it was Dr. Eugene Allen of Dusk to Dawn Urgent Care Clinic. My very final award was actually very personal to me when it comes to public safety. And I did want to recognize our first responders of the Paramount Sheriff Station and the County Fire Department Station 31. Please give them all a round of applause. A major success last year was bringing back our holiday celebrations as in-person events while we followed all the health department protocols. We had our standard large turnouts, and I think everybody was thrilled for that kind of normalcy back to return. I also started a series of Coffee with the Mayor events to meet with residents and hear their concerns. Those were kind of fun, actually, meeting early, 8 o'clock in the morning, and people were coming out. They wanted some Starbucks coffee. It was kind of great. So let's talk a little bit now about public safety. Ensuring the safety of our community is always the city's #1 priority, and it gets the largest portion of our budget. One of the most infuriating issues to affect our region, even the whole state, has been what? street racing, and intersection takeovers. These, of course, are incredibly dangerous stunts. Here is a video shot by the CHP of one such takeover in Paramount.
I have it.
A lot of foot traffic, Garfield, just north, or Jackson, just north of Garfield.
Air 51, do you have a car doing donuts right now?
Yeah, that's a firm. So it can be a white Dodge Challenger.
Copy that, a white Dodge Challenger doing donuts now.
Try and follow that thing and get the driver.
Monroe.
Keep going, keep
Good.
going.
Good. Stop. The car right there. Stop that one.
That's the Camaro.
Okay, driver.
So that evening, the officers were able to coordinate from the air with ground units, and drivers were arrested. To combat these offenses, the City Council approved tough new penalties in 2020, and the Sheriff's Department formed a task force to enforce it and also to focus on it. Last year, the suppression efforts in Paramount were successful in a number of cases. There were 465 service calls received reporting street racing, 106 arrests made, 272 notices to appear citations, 73 spectator citations for street takeovers, 92 vehicles towed, and 86 vehicles impounded. Paramount has gained a growing reputation for these efforts. In fact, earlier this month, I was asked to speak about this during a press conference in Sacramento on the steps of the Capitol. And this did not happen with the partnership, which I want to recognize today, of Contract Cities, who was able to pull Paramount in and talk about what we're doing in our community. So thank you, Contract Cities, for that opportunity. You could tell I was talking in that picture, though. But seriously, we will never stop targeting these criminals, most of whom don't even live in our town, but come from other places. Now, let's discuss city finances. As every business knows, when it comes to financial issues, it is essential to be strong and secure. Paramount has long been responsible and conservative with the public's money. Part of this fiscal mission is to retain a robust reserve, that well-known rainy day fund. Last year, we increased our reserves to $14.81 million. That is 48% of City's 2022 general fund. We're in really good shape, you guys. Totally me. So, good economic investments are key to fiscal health. Paying attention to all segments of a community is vital to society's health. As a city, Paramount is completely invested in our youth. Some of you might know I have a background in youth sports, so these activities are very important to me. In 2021, the city made some moves regarding our youth leagues that should help both kids and the organizations. Funding-wise, we now provide direct scholarships to participants so every child can play sports without worry or cost. We also have given the leagues free access to a CPA to help with their financial and nonprofit status. We have also strengthened our partnerships to introduce activities and programs for our special needs children. Beyond sports, we hosted a new back-to-school event last year. It was another example of really feeling good about being part of this city. Nearly 400 Paramount families were given free backpacks, school supplies, shoes, sweaters, and we even provided haircuts that day. Shown here are some of the donors who pitched in to make it happen, and we appreciate them very, very much. Lastly, we helped a group of kids from outside our community who were dear to our hearts, holding a book drive for the undocumented children housed at the Long Beach Convention Center. Now, I want to talk a little bit about our businesses. As a longtime Chamber Board member and honored to be a past president, I've also been very close to our business community. It's no secret that the pandemic has been hard on many of us in town. For those who suffered, we sympathize and trust that things have turned the corner. The city has been supportive in many, many ways. For instance, we issued $470,000 in COVID-19 related assistance grants to 47 businesses. The alfresco dining program was kept in place so restaurants could stay afloat. And how many have eaten at our restaurants that are outside? Come on, more people than that. Get those hands up. We also passed an ordinance and confronted the fees that certain food delivery services were charging. Speaking of food, a real bright spot was the opening of Smoke and Fire Social Eatery at Clearwater Crossing. If you haven't gone yet, you should. I know it's fabulous, and I know Councilmember Lemons loves that place. Next, I'll share some details about the infrastructure in Paramount. The city is always focused on maintaining and improving our physical surroundings, our built environment. If you were following the news about the massive infrastructure bill in Washington, you know that infrastructure has been neglected in many places. In Paramount, that's never been acceptable. We pride ourselves in the way our city looks and how sturdy our various systems are: our water, roads, landscape, and more. Last year, for instance, we repaved 7 segments of roadway covering 2 miles, including neighborhood streets. We replaced 4,250 square feet of sidewalk, 1,000 feet of curb and gutter, and 1,800 square feet of driveway aprons. That's a lot of cement. Our water utility began construction on our 4th well to ensure a safe and affordable water supply for years to come. In regards to facility improvements, you are all actually sitting in one of our cooler projects. What do you think about this new building? The interior of this building was completely renovated, and we hope you like the new look. I'm thrilled also to report that we were selected by Sacramento to be a part of a $6 billion statewide project. This will improve broadband infrastructure and bring full internet access to our community. That is amazing. We are so excited for this, and it's going to help all of our children that need that broadband for their homes as well. From the built environment, we now switch to the environment that surrounds us. Paramount has been committed for decades to sustainability and green initiatives. The history of eco-friendly actions has been recognized by a variety of organizations: the Los Angeles County Green Leadership Award, numerous League of California Cities Beacon Awards, the Gateway Cities Council of Government Energy Action Award, we got the gold level, the South Coast Air Quality Management District Model Community Achievement Award for dealing with air quality issues. The Institute for Local Government's Boost program, which is devoted to sustainability community planning. We were one of only 10 cities in the state invited to join. And of course, the National Arbor Day Foundation's Tree City USA. And I'm not sure if you guys noticed when you're walking into Progress Park today, all the brand new trees that are out there. So come water them if you get a chance, please. Help us out. Last year, we earned the Tree City designation for the 3rd year in a row, and it's not automatically renewed. But just to share, I will share, we did receive it again in 2022. Last year, we adopted a climate action plan, a huge undertaking of only 3 cities in the region to do so. And as maybe you've noticed after dark, we've worked with SoCal Edison to convert every street light in town to be brighter, more energy-efficient LED bulbs. How many of you have walked in your alleys and noticed like it's super bright, like you think it's sunshine outside, right? I actually had to call John and be like, what happened? But of course, hovering over everything in 2021 was the pandemic. Things got better, then things got worse. And all the while, we did whatever we could to help our community. We conducted mass vaccination clinics with Cal OES and FEMA and the Center for Family Health. We worked with Paramount Family Pharmacy and Clínica Médica Hispana to hold many more. Paramount was actually the first city in LA to host a mobile COVID testing bus, and we coordinated ongoing testing at Paramount and Progress Parks. In fact, we had the honor to have Governor Newsom visit the site in Paramount Park and show his support. To recognize residents who tragically lost their lives to COVID-19, the City Council held a memorial service. Eventually, a memorial honoring these victims will be placed in the Civic Center coming soon. Another ongoing area of concern was homelessness. To coordinate our programs and study what else can be done, the City Council started a subcommittee on homelessness. We have received grant funding for this issue, which combined our specific efforts have had a great impact. Last year, there was 19% decrease in homelessness in Paramount, with shelter found for 19 individuals. We offered services to 72 more, and we safely and legally stored belongings of 22 homeless neighbors. Here are a few other positives from 2021. The city won the John Todd Award from Contract Cities Association for our longtime productive partnership with the Paramount Unified School District. We gained a $44,000 state grant to wipe out overdue balances on residential water accounts caused by COVID-19. A new housing development next to Home Depot was approved to build needed residential units. And we entered into an exciting agreement to convert the Enclave apartments into middle-income housing. These will be affordable units available to middle-class workers like teachers, first responders, and public safety personnel. So there you are. You have some highlights of 2021 in our beautiful city of Paramount. To be sharing this with you as mayor of my hometown is such a pure joy. Having the opportunity to lead the city over the past year has been one of the greatest honors of my life. I appreciate you all very much, and thank you for taking the time to listen to me today. Thank you. Now, I would like to call up our fearless leader and welcome City Manager John Moreno.
Thank you, Mayor Olmos, once again for all that you do on behalf of the staff. We always say that the leadership it does begin on top, and the 5 women that lead this city are just incredible at what they do. So thank you to you all. Let's give them a round of applause. Last year was indeed a very active time for this city. Not to brag about our employees as our mayor did earlier. Well, okay, maybe I'll continue that just a little bit. But with all the challenges of the pandemic, everyone with the city has done a remarkable job of keeping things going and always advancing, moving on. The mayor listed the highlights, but there were even more accomplishments in 2021, and I'll be going over theirs kind of in a random type of fashion. I also have a few St. Patrick's Day fun facts to sprinkle throughout. As you know, those of you that have come, you always hear me say kind of quirky things here and there, so that's going to happen today too. You may not know this, but this is one of my favorite holidays. Even though I'm not Irish, I'm Mexican, but I become Irish on this day. But I never miss the chance to fill up on a Shamrock Shake or two, so I have one here ready. So anyway, last year we created a number of things. For instance, we started a new Halloween Hootenanny event for families and a walking club for seniors. We held a virtual eco-friendly fair with 200 fruit trees given away to residents. We expanded the Dia de los Muertos festival with the Latinos Arts Foundation into Peak's sister cities. We revised the quarterly Pitch and Paramount cleanups to benefit targeted neighborhoods throughout town. We refreshed the Paramount Works app with a new look and more user-friendly features, including a way to report illegal fireworks. And if you don't have the app yet, please download it for free from the App Store or Google Play. We held the first job fair with our new Workforce Development Board, which is a huge success with over 200 job seekers and 58 employers. We created a brochure stating the city's vision, mission, and values, copies of which, by the way, were left at your table. Now, with crime prevention, we issued 84 rebates to residents for home security systems worth a total of $15,700 and conducted 2 catalytic converter theft prevention events with 59 etchings done. You know, the criminals who burglarize homes and steal catalytic converters are truly cold-blooded snakes. Which leads me to my first St. Patrick's bit. There is a legend about St. Patrick's that he stood atop a hillside and banished all the snakes from Ireland, serpents being a symbol of the devil. But as it turns out, there is no fossil record of snakes ever living in Ireland. So legends are sometimes just made up, as we all know. So anyway, back to public safety. License plate readers, they can be controversial, but they offer huge advantages in fighting crime and recovering stolen vehicles. As such, we purchased 10 of these and place them at intersections throughout town. Our citywide parking committee was restarted again and met with residents from 3 neighborhoods to find solutions to this ongoing pervasive issue. As the mayor mentioned earlier, the pandemic was not kind to many businesses, as everyone in this room knows very well. We supported those who were affected in a variety of ways. We helped with navigating the restrictions established by the health department, and we reconvened the Business Recovery Committee to provide other types of guidance. Now, to encourage an economic jumpstart, we created a Shop Local Paramount program with help from the chamber called Explore Paramount. So a big thank you to Barbara for helping us out with that. As an interesting partnership, we worked with the new Starbucks on Alondra to help them become an LEED certified building, which is a nationally recognized green building designation. Green, of course, here we go, reminds us again of St. Patrick. Did you know that corned beef and cabbage, that was our standard St. Patrick's Day meal, is not even Irish? It's an American invention. It was made up, so. As far as other green actions taken by the city, we replaced some of our older vehicles with electric ones through a multi-year agreement with Enterprise for fleet management that will also save us money in repair and acquisition costs. Our promotion of education for our residents continued last year with the PEP scholarship still healthy and thriving. In fact, in 2021, 36 scholarships were awarded to Paramount College students. Thank you so much to those in the audience today who have been generous donors, and I wish to give those here applause. And thank you also to our PEP Foundation board members from the business community that include Alicia Valadez, Dr. Max Martinez, John Tanklage, Glenn Clausen, and Jose Baca. Altogether, over the past 18 years, we have been able to give out 451 scholarships worth nearly $1.4 million. That deserves another round. For our younger residents, we started a free youth activities league in conjunction with the Sheriff's Department that provides kids with all sorts of positive activities and life lessons. Now, shifting gears over to transportation, the Metro Light Rail Transit line will be coming through Paramount in a few years. Well, that's what they've been saying for a very long time anyway, so it should be coming though. While this will provide many great benefits to residents and businesses, we are very attentive to any potential downsides. As such, we submitted a 22-page letter to Metro with comments, concerns, and questions about the line. Now, moving over to the financial side, the mayor mentioned some points about our fiscal strength. And in 2021, we continued to find ways to get stronger. We pressed on with our phased-in approach to pension reform by having employees pay a larger share of their retirement. Additionally, for the first time ever, we issued municipal bonds at a low interest rate to pay off our pension debt, which will save the city $4.9 million. Thanks to the city's strong management and good financial policies and practices, these bonds gain a AA- rating. Think of this as a very high personal credit score. Also related to bonds, our redevelopment agency bond rating went from an A to an A+. This is definitely a sign of the strength and stability of Paramount property values. Now, one of the most important functions our city performs is supplying our residents and businesses with fresh, clean water. Last year, we commissioned a comprehensive rate study to ensure the system's long-term endurance. This hasn't been done in decades. And I'm happy to report that out of 7,500 accounts, only one protest was lodged against the new water rates. These rates will keep the system safe and strong for years to come and are still among the lowest in the area. You know, good municipal financial management means more than responsible budgeting and counting on traditional revenue streams. In Paramount, we are always on the lookout for other sources of income, mainly in the form of grants. Our team has been very effective in this endeavor. In fact, over the last 3 years, we applied for and were awarded a whopping $39.2 million in grants. Believe me, thank you. Believe me, the pursuit of these funds from many, many cities and agencies is extremely competitive. So I'm very proud of our staff for their tenacity and success. Last year alone, for example, we received the following straight grants: $582,000 for new traffic signals and other traffic safety improvements, including a new signal that will go in front of the Stater Brothers Market; $6.2 million in our after-school program; $1.25 million through Speaker of the Assembly Rendon's office for park improvements, and another $1 million for improvements specifically at Dills Park. These revenue streams free up portions of our general fund to be used for other programs and services. We finished a number of park improvements, such as the new mini-pitch soccer court at Dills Park, done in partnership with Target department stores. We also updated the running track at Salute Park and resurfaced some of our basketball courts and remodeled public restrooms at other parks. The track courts and restrooms were completed thanks to another important source of revenue, the passage of the sales tax increase in 2020. This raised the retail sales tax in town slightly and guaranteed that the money can only be used for projects here and never be taken by the state or the county. We continue to thank our residents for passing Measure Y by a margin over 70%. Our public art gallery expanded last year with murals painted on 6 utility boxes in one building using 7 local artists under the Paramount Paints program. Now, speaking of colorful things, did you know that Chicago celebrates St. Patrick's Day by dyeing the river green? Maybe we should do that with the LA River, although instead of dye, we'd have to use gallons of paint, so maybe not. The city took more measures related to COVID last year. I look forward to the day when this topic doesn't have to be addressed anymore. But in the meantime, in 2021, we paid for taxi rides to vaccination sites and helped make online appointments for seniors. We held or assisted with 4 food distribution events for residents with the LA Regional Food Bank, the Sheriff's Department, the Paramount Pride nonprofit, and the ASSCME Union. We offered gift cards to residents ages 12 to 24 to encourage them to get vaccinated. We issued 10 $5,000 checks to nonprofit groups for COVID relief. We operated the STAR After School program as a remote learning program for students of working parents. We distributed 1,500 free COVID at-home test kits, and we gave away an amazing 50,000 face masks and thousands of hand sanitizers, with special thanks to J1 Foods and Assembly Member Rendon. Let's give them a hand as well. And there you have 2021 in Paramount. I hope I haven't bored anybody with this lengthy list, but I think it's important to share just how much your city actually does. Of course, it's our duty, our pleasure, and our honor to serve the entire community in these ways. This is truly a special place full of good, committed, friendly people working hard to help each other thrive. Now, let me close with this last St. Patrick's tidbit. Did you know that the world's shortest St. Patrick's Day parade is held in an Irish village and it only goes for 100 yards? That happens to be the distance between their 2 pubs, so just so you know. And on that note, I toast all of you and thank you for spending your time with me this afternoon. Thank you.